Hey y'all, it's she really Keisha. I hope y'all having a great and amazing day. About to be with y'all briefly, but this message been on my heart, okay? And the message is sometimes you have to dig deep in order to find the good. I'm gonna say that again. Sometimes you got to dig deep in order to find the good, okay? When life throw you lemons, you gotta learn how to create lemonade from it, all right? And you gotta be able to do this when things don't work out in your favor. When unfavorable circumstances come, you gotta dig deep to find the good. And sometimes you gotta dig real hard for it, y'all. I ain't gonna lie, all right? I ain't gonna lie about it. But I wanted to get on here and encourage y'all today, okay? Because I know sometimes some people use a moment to define who they are or to define their destiny. And you don't want to let a bad moment or an unfavorable circumstance define your destiny and define your moment as far as like who you are in God. You take those moments and you understand that no matter what happens, all things work for the good of those who love the Lord, who are called according to his will. You gotta know that. You gotta internalize that, okay? You can't always base what's going on the outer as a reflection as always letting it define who you are. You see what I'm trying to say? Those who are going to get it is going to get it, okay? And a quick example I use with y'all is my pageant experience, y'all. I'm okay to talk about it now, y'all, but I did a pageant in October of 2024 last year, y'all. And I'm going to be honest, that was a moment where I had to dig deep, y'all, okay? I'm talking about when I tell you I prepared for this pageant, this was my second time competing in a pageant, okay? First of all, it was my second time competing in a pageant. So I go and I compete with this pageant. The first time I competed in 2022, it was my first time ever. I just walked down the aisle. It was a straight walk. I mean, it wasn't no poses or nothing, okay? I was scared out my pants. That's how scared I was, okay? But this time, I prepared for it. And this time, the owner, she called me and she was like, hey, you want to compete in a pageant again? And at first I'm on the phone and I'm like, no, I don't want to do it again or whatever. I'm like, it was a good experience the first time. I'm like, but I don't want to do it again or whatever. So I was on the phone with her. She was like, honestly, if you don't compete in it, I might not be able to do it if I don't have enough people. So I was like, oh. Now, although I competed before and lost, lost like crazy, and I was scared out of my pants, it still was a great experience. I'm telling you, like, it was a great experience. So I did not want her to not have the pageant. I'm like, no, I love these pageants that you put on every 2 years. I love them. So I said, you know what, I'll be in it. So I got into it. Then I called my one girl, she got into it. And, I was like, oh, I'm so excited. I'm about to compete in the pageant again, this, and that. So not only did I say I was going to compete in the pageant, it was like everything started to become divinely orchestrated, like it was meant for me to be in this pageant, y'all. Okay, my friend, the one who was in the pageant with me, she asked me to come to a grand opening. Somebody was opening up their own recording studio, and they had invitations and food and stuff. So my friend told me to come. Now I hadn't planned on coming, so this was out the blue. I decided to go. So I go to this launching party basically. And while I'm there, I see one of the ladies, she's a professional pageant person, and she's won a lot of pageants, right? So I see her and I'm like, oh my goodness, I'm like, it's such and such. I don't want to mention her name right now. I'm like, oh my goodness, it's such and such. So she and I, we start talking, and she tell me that she do personal coaching, personal training for the, for modeling and pageantry. Now, you got to understand, pageants and modeling are two different things, okay? And we ain't about to go into that level of detail because that's not what this video is about, right? But long story short, so I was like, well, I would love for you to coach me. I'm like, I'm competing in a pageant again. I said, and I would like to be more confident in this, and that. So she was like, oh, I got you, say less. So when I tell you I put up the money, y'all, I was at the coaching sessions with her, and plus I did coaching sessions every Sunday with the group that I was in, because it was 9 of us. Well, it was 10 of us, but one of them dropped out, so it was 9 of us that was competing. When I tell you every Sunday I was there, I probably missed a couple of Sundays because of my work schedule. When I tell you I was all in, and at home I did additional training, okay? I did additional walking down and, expressing myself and, working on my inner confidence. When I tell you I went all in, I went all in. I'm talking about I got my room at the hotel for 2 nights. When I tell you I left no room for me to be losing. Okay, I left no room, okay? Especially when everything seemed so divinely orchestrated. Like, what was the odds of me meeting this lady that's a professional pageant winner? Okay, she a serial winner. What was the odds of me meeting her, and then she and I just clicking off just like that? You know what I mean? So, anyways, y'all, we had a pageant, y'all. Long story short, I lost completely. When I tell you I'm standing there on the stage, I'm like, okay, they gonna call my name yet? Y'all, they didn't call my name, okay? Now, and what made it worse is they made more categories for you to have an opportunity to win, y'all. That's what made it worse, okay? And I'm talking about I had my son there, his girlfriend was there, my auntie, my sister, friends. I mean, it was just, I had so many people that came to support me. And I was just standing on stage like, I didn't win nothing. I didn't win in not one category, okay? So I was a little disappointed about that. I'm like, wow. Now, the women who did win, they won rightfully. I'm talking about the contest was so heavy that they said they had to keep recalculating the numbers. They said because the competition was so heavy, they said this is the most heaviest competition they have ever had. Now, I can't say that. However, I still lost, okay? Me and, some other people, we lost, okay? And I was like, oh my goodness. I was like so disappointed in myself and so down on myself. And, I was happy for the ladies that won because everybody that won, they won rightfully so. I'm telling you, like, they won no joke, y'all. I wish y'all could see it, but I don't want y'all to see it. Y'all probably see the next one because I do plan on competing again, y'all, okay? But I had to dig deep and find the good of what I got from the pageant, okay? And the truth of the matter is, although I didn't win, I was a lot better than I was 2 years ago, y'all. That's the truth. And, although I didn't win, other people probably didn't know that I'm a lot better than I was 2 years ago, but I knew. And not only that, some of the coaches that was there, they pulled me to the side like, wow, Shira, like, we are so proud of you. And they had one contest when I got to come out and we had the model. And when you get the model, you get to come out there with your own personality and stuff. So I came out as a cowgirl and stuff. And all I know is I went to the back of the room. Everybody was like, what did you just do? All we heard was the crowd screaming. And I'm telling y'all, that's the time where I had really let myself loose when I came out as a cowgirl. Y'all, I let myself loose, okay? I had fun. And I remember how free I felt. And, I had my cowgirl hat on. And I just let it rip out there, okay? But the lady, a lot of the people that knew me 2 years ago, they was like, wow, 2 years ago, you would have never walked out that confident on the stage, okay? So what I'm trying to say is, it still was some growth, even though I did not necessarily win. The competition was heavy. You had some of them women that's been doing it for years, and even some of them that haven't. And then, as I go, like when you lose you got to assess yourself. So I had to go back and I had to assess, like, Shira, where did I go wrong? Well, I'm going to be honest, y'all. We had 4 different scenes. And we had the formal wear, the model wear, and 2 other ones, right? And I'm gonna be honest, I didn't put much thought into my outfits. I was more focused on the inner part. I was more focused on being confident on stage. I really didn't pay attention to my outer. And I'm not saying my outfits wasn't cute because my theme wear was early 2000s. That was my theme wear, okay? So you had the formal, you had the model, you had your theme wear, which mine was for the early 2000s, and then you had the opening routine. So it was 4 scenes where you had an outfit. So like I said, I really didn't put too much thought into it, especially not my formal. And and pageantry is a little different. Like, I'm tall, so I didn't take the time to get a long gown that brushes down to the floor. So you lose points for not having your gown being all the way down to the floor. Or you might lose points like if you get off the stage too quick. It's just different little things where you can lose points for, okay? Because some of the other people, they was like, well, I wanted you to win. I thought you did great. And I'm like, thank you, I appreciate it. I'm like, but the judges did right. Everybody won rightfully so, okay? So I'm saying all that to say is, y'all, I had to dig deep, y'all, and I had to find in my heart. I ain't gonna even lie, I questioned God, because I'm like, God, it was divinely orchestrated for that you wanted me to do this pageant. I'm like, how is it I didn't win? Not nothing. And I was just talking to him about it or whatever. And then eventually, I started, to feeling a little better about it. And how it trickled off is, even though I didn't win, I was a lot better than I was 2 years ago. I was more confident, and it triggered off in other areas in my life. Even like with doing these videos, I was being more intentional now. Like when I get on here and do videos, like if y'all look at some of the videos I did before, if y'all look at the 31 Notes to You from the book of Proverbs, which I got it on there still because that's raw and uncut. But you know, I was just doing those videos just kind of like, hey, I'm about to go to the gym, or I just came from the gym with my tank tops on. But after I did the pageant, you know, it put more etiquettes in me. It made me want to be more professional looking when I get on video. Okay, so it's just different little things on how I can trigger off where you can find the good in everything. But you know, the pageant, you know, it wasn't a bad experience because I love wearing makeup and, you know, dressing up and stuff. I love that, you know, so that was a good thing, you know. And by the way, y'all, check out my storefront, okay? Gems of Beauty, okay, with Avon, all right? Check it out, okay? But yeah, it might be in the description below, or I might put it on a post, all right? But check that out, okay? Enjoy and shop. But yeah, I love makeup. I love getting dressed up. I love all of that, you know. So I had so much fun. The experience was great. I got friends as far as my sisterhoods that I made in the pageant. Not only that, some of the people that's there, like the people that do, you know, the photography and, you know, the MC, you know, you just make so many good relationships with people, and you networking on top of that, okay? So I found some good at it, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna be honest, I want to do it again, you know, and I feel like the next time I'll be better than I was last time, because that's all that really matters, you better than you was last time. But did I want to be the queen? Yeah. But was I ready to be the queen? No. And that's just being real, okay? Now, as far as me being a queen, you know, I've been able to do my queen duties, and I don't know what they had you do, but I think some of them had you go to different schools and you speak and you just be active in your community. I would have loved to have done that, but I could still do that without being a queen. You know what I mean? But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to get on here and just talk to y'all about that. I want to encourage somebody because, you know, sometimes we could be looking at a situation and we could be like, you know, it didn't work out and you just give up on things. And, you know, that's not the way we want to look at life, okay? We want to look at life from a positive standpoint at all times, no matter what happens. And I know sometimes it can be hard. And that's why I shared this testimony with you, because sometimes you got to dig real deep. You got to dig real deep, right? And sometimes, but you want to look at it from a positive out point, because if you don't, then you let that bad moment take you down in other areas in your life, and you can't afford to let a bad moment take you down, okay? It's a quote that says we can have a bad moment, but we don't have a bad day. We can have a bad moment, but not a bad day, okay? So if y'all get what I'm saying, y'all gonna get what I'm saying. Those who are going to get it is going to get it. But yeah, anyhow, y'all, go ahead, book your one-on-one coaching appointment. I'm looking forward to meeting with some of y'all and helping you reach your goals and dreams. Or maybe you got an experience like this that you want to share, and you just, you know, feel like you gave it your all and it didn't come out, you know, the way you wanted it to come out, and you got a little discouraged and you don't want to try it again. But see how you can channel that energy, okay? See how you can put that energy in something else, or see how you could take what you learned and apply it to something else if you don't want to try that again. But always try to look at the good in it and see, you know, how you can make it work for your good, because you got to know, like, again, you got to know all things work for the good of those who love the Lord, who are called according to his will. So it's always working for our good no matter what. And that's the outlook we want to have, y'all. So yeah, go ahead, book your one-on-one coaching appointment. Go ahead, check out our Gems of Beauty storefront with Avon. And in the meantime, I hope y'all are having a great and amazing day. And I will see y'all in the next video. Okay.